Okay, so I'm going to try to explain this entire Wall Street GameStop thing. So, basically, a bunch of these people, let's use an example. Um, so there's Mr. Hedge Fund, and Mr. Hedge Fund is run by a billionaire somewhere, just living it up, being a billionaire, investing in stocks. Stocks are like stocks shares. I'm a bit confused about like the stock and share difference, but like basically they're buying and selling pieces of companies. Like here's a little 1% of ownership of this company. Oh, you can buy this. It's in reality much less than even like a 1% of a 1%. But anyways, right, they're buying and trading pieces of company. So Mr. Hedge Fund sees, I don't know, Bag Incorporated. And Bag Incorporated is doing okay. Maybe not the best it can be, but like, um, not, you know, bad. So, but Mr. Incorporated thinks, um, Mr. Hedge Fund thinks that Bag Incorporated is going to fail. It's going to plummet. So, Mr. Hedge Fund makes a deal with, I don't know, a Box Hedge Fund. And Box Hedge Fund has a piece of, you know, stock in Bag Incorporated. So, uh, Mr. Hedge Fund makes a deal with Box Hedge Fund and is like, hey, you, let's make a deal. And, like, bro, like, totally, um, like, like, and also, and they basically talk like that. Well, maybe more sophisticated, but I don't care. But anyways, they talk like that and they make a deal. So Mr. Hedge Fund buys the stock, or at least some of the stock, from Box Hedge Fund, and is like, I'll pay you back whatever the price of the stock is, bro. So let's say the price of like a Bag Incorporated stock is $50. That's like the price. $10. Let's say it's $10 for share. Okay, you you uh Mr. Hedge Fund says, okay, it's $10 now. I think it will be $3 by the time I have to sell it, give it back to you. Okay, so like Mr. Hedge Fund thinks like the price is gonna go down to like $3. Hopefully $0, but okay. So Mr. Hedge Fund now has the stock. The stock is still worth $10. So Mr. Hedge Fund sells him is like, hey, does anyone want this stock for $10? Someone buys it. So now Mr. Hedge Fund has $10. So by the time like next week or in the next 2 weeks rolls around, whatever the price of the stock is, Mr. Hedge Fund has to pay Box Hedge Fund. Mr. Hedge Fund has to pay Box Hedge Fund. That's what short selling is. So you see, Mr. Hedge Fund and some of its other friends um pulled some shenanigans and owned and messed with more stock than there was in existence. So with some shenaniganery, but they want the price to go down. So you know what they did? They made the price go down themselves. They didn't wait to see whether the stock market went up. Well, they didn't wait to see whether a Bag Incorporated stock go up or down. They just sold shares before because they have lots of these shares. So they just sell them, making pennies, basically being like, this company's bad. This company's bad. Like y'all, like you shouldn't invest, and making the price of the company itself go down. Therefore, the shares would go down. Therefore, they would make money. And usually, because you have a lots of stock, that's like lots of money that you get to be making. So some randos on Wall Street bets, on Reddit, basically saw this and were like, after some people invested in uh GameStop, because this is what these hedge funds were doing to GameStop. People on Wall Street bets were like, okay, how about no? And basically, them and other people who supported their cause basically bought a lot of GameStop stock, just bought a lot of it, and made the price go up because look at all these people buying it. It must be a very good company, and they rose the price. Price, bro. Of course, there's other things involved, and this was just a cursory glance. Go look it up yourselves. But also, I do want to say something. Um, this is like a downhill train. If like you want to get in it, you want to get in it for monetary gain. They're not doing it. They're doing it to squeeze hedge funds because they're mad at hedge funds because hedge funds keep tanking things that shouldn't be tanked and are making lots of problems. So, anyways. So like it's more of a like a political statement. Like a like a statement saying hedge funds shouldn't be predatory. Um like won't make money from this. Anyways, so basically these hedge funds are really scared because they can have a finite profit but infinite loss. If the price of the stock is $300 by the time they have to pay up, they're losing $300, and imagine they own million, not millions, but lots and lots of pieces of stock. So they have to pay back whoever $300 times that many times. So that's not fun. That's not good for them. So they're really scared. So a lot of trading apps, some of which are owned by hedge funders. Yeah, some hedge fund owners own pieces of these trading apps like Robinhood. They're like, ooh, you can only sell. You can't buy more GameStop stock or AMC stock. So, anyways, that's what happened. Bye. So yeah, I just want to reiterate, like you are not gonna get money from this. Yeah, you're not. So, it's fun to laugh along though. I like those billionaire tears. It's funny. Anyways, please enjoy the fireworks show. Bye.